your use of archival, I think, is fantastic throughout. And there's one piece of footage that really was very haunting to me. And it's the shot of the white girls in the white shirt, and they're kind of running against a blue background. And there's something, I don't know about that, was where you used the music and sound that really stuck with me. Where did you find that footage?
Well, that's incredible, because that's probably the only place that certain people, and I know why, say, why is this shot? Because indeed, this shot had no explanation.
It just worked, though.
But
it just worked.
Yes, but I know that it was strong for me.
Right.
And in fact, it's come from a French cinematographer who did a whole film on the United States. In fact, I use a lot of his not a lot, but some of his footage, where he went throughout this country and filmed. It was in the 60s, 70s.
Because before that sequence, there's also a shot of, like, it looks like a pageant with the girls. Is that the same? They're like wearing what? They're standing in a line.
Yeah, pageant.
Right.
It's that's those two worlds,
right,
which never cross. That Baldwin is talking about, and this white blonde girl with the white, it has something so innocent, so it's human at the same time. It's like a heaven, the innocence, pure innocence, and that contrast was very evocative for me. And I knew I had, there have been many cuts where some people would say, no, why you keep this? And Sam would tell me, I don't know why, but I'll trust you on that. If you feel it has to stay, keep it. But it's the only sequence that really is something, because there are moments in the film, in the edit, where you felt, you had to test the limit.
Sure.
It's like you're making a film on rape. At one point, you have to show what it is for somebody to be raped, and you have to do it with a sort of ethic, a sort of you can't be just showing some brutality that explain nothing, but at the same time, you have to give some hint of that. And this film was a little bit like this. How do you show the brutality of racism, of rejection, of genocide? And the image, it was also a tough decision to put Doris Day just before this lynch woman. It's nothing. It's not about Doris Day. It's because she was also part of my mythology.
Sure.
I love
Absolutely.
the film she was in. I was totally engulfed in those stories as well, those musicals. But this is what Baldwin is talking about: is this parallel world, where we could totally engulf in one and forget the other, because they never mix.
Well, it's the foundation that the world of, it's like the Matrix. That's the world that was created, and this is the world that exists. And his writing, I think that it's such a tremendous challenge, because he's so eloquent in depicting this duality and finding the visual equivalent of it. It's like you must have looked at every archival footage of the 60s ever, because there's tons and tons of great imagery in there.
Months and months of films and footage, and yes, and I had a great team of archivists and my editor as well, and also you get this result because I did other film while I was making this one.
Right.
So we gave ourselves time. Sometimes we would say, okay, let's not touch the material for 2 months. While the archivist was,
digging.
she was digging, and then we would cut back and we had 50 hours of material to watch. So it was really a long-term project. It's not something that you can, some of the sequence, we work on it forever until we got the right picture, until we order them again and again. Sometimes they wouldn't send the right copy or the right quality or the right sound. You would get the right picture but not the right sound. So all this you have to find solution and creative solution. And the other aspect is the price.
Right.
Of course. The usual price is $30,000 for 1 minute.
Yeah.
So
filmmakers, we all know about that. Oof.
So and there is something extraordinary here, that it's a fair use.
Fair use.
So
yes.
that's what you know.
I wondered about
hear-
that because you have so much. You had
Of
to fair
course,
use a lot of it. Yeah.
most studio film you can have access to them,
Yeah.
and sometimes the family or the right holder. I think for Doris Day there was some problem.
Ah.
But
Yeah, that juxtaposition might have scared them. Yeah.
no, but they didn't even know that.
Oh,
yet,
you didn't tell them.
It's just they just don't give the rights, and also you know the whole reality shows. It's quasi impossible to get rights from there. So, but it didn't matter because when I use the Gong Show, nobody cares today about the Gong Show, but it makes the point even better.
Yeah.
Because that means Baldwin was talking about those shows, and
Right.
it's even worse today.
It's even worse today. Absolutely.
So, and one last thing
Sure.
about fair use is that you just have to find a way to, you can't just say, I'm going to pick everything and for free. No, you have, it's a really very specific process. We had to take a lawyer who worked with us for a full year, and she would see every edit and send us back notes about, you know, you can't use that, you know, you have 12 seconds too much.
Yeah.
You know, you have to find another way. And it was also a creative process.
Right, absolutely.
You know, when you make it work for you. And of course you have to buy some and let some go. You can't say I'm gonna, you know, so I would say 1/4 of the film is fair use. But
Nice.
the rest we had to pay for it.